Today we are going to talk about adding and subtracting fraction word problems. So we have two word problems here. One is adding, one is subtracting, and I need to determine which is which. So let's look at the first one. It says Bailey has 9/10 gallon of water. She waters her plants with 1/2 of the gallon. How much water does she have left? Well, I need to think about what is occurring here. We have water, then she waters the plants. That means we are removing the water, and therefore we will subtract. Okay, so I've got 9/10 and 1/2. I start with that 9/10. So when I rewrite it as a math expression, I need to put my 9/10 first. That's what I started with. All right, and then she loses 1/2. So my number sentence here is 9/10 minus 1/2. Now, we cannot subtract these yet because they do not have the same denominator. So to start, I make my list of multiples. I like to make a list of multiples counting by each number. I like to go to about 5, 10 times 5. But if you see something right off the bat, you may start or you may stop lower. So I know that 10 is actually a multiple of both 10 and 2. So I need to take these fractions and give them equivalent fractions where both the denominators are 10. Getting my denominators to be 10 will allow me to combine, to subtract my numbers because they have the same number of parts. Now this one doesn't change. Okay, I multiply it by 1 if I want, but it does not change. Here, I have to multiply 2 by 5 to get to 10. Because I multiply 2 by 5, I must also multiply my numerator by 5. 1 times 5 is 5. So now I've got two equivalent fractions, and those equivalent fractions have the same denominator, so I can subtract. Remember that I subtract my numerators, 9 minus 5, which equals 4, but my denominator stays the same. I can simplify this because both of these are divisible by 2, which gives me a final answer is 2/5 of a gallon is how much I have left. All right, we've got one more here today. It says that Sylvie ran 2/3 of a mile on Monday and 4/5 of a mile on Tuesday. How many miles did she run in total? So that total word is typically a key word for us. We want to combine. We want to know how many miles she ran on Monday, how many miles she ran combined with Tuesday. So I've got 2/3 and 4/5. So I like to put these in order. So my Monday miles plus my Tuesday miles. Okay, just like this story would occur. So I've got 2/3 plus 4/5. All right, I cannot add these yet because they do not have the same denominator. So I make my list of multiples: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then 5, 5, 10, 15. Oh, I can stop. All right, so now I want to rewrite these fractions, find their equivalents that have that denominator of 15. That will allow us to add because they have the same number of parts then. To get from 3 to 15, I multiply by 5. Because I multiply my denominator by 5, I multiply my numerator by 5. 5 times 2 equals 10. Over here, to get 5 to 15, I multiply by 3. Therefore, I multiply the top by 3. That numerator, 4 times 3, is 12. Now, again, I've got my two new equivalent fractions, but they have the same denominator, so I can add. getting me a total of 22/15. Now, this is an improper fraction, and I know that because my numerator is larger than my denominator. So I need to go ahead and turn this into a mixed number. 15 goes into 22 one full time. There are 7 left over, and my denominator stays the same. So in total, Sylvie ran 1 7/15 miles.